Well, here we are, folks, heading out of Manchester again, and I'm going to try and do a week-long ride here. A lot of it will depend on the weather, and I think that's why I'm going to call this video series Chasing the Sun. That's what I'm doing here. As you can see, it's not sunny. 1:28, I'm getting a late start out of Manchester, but I considered leaving tomorrow morning instead, but I just want to get on the road. I've been preparing to get on the road for too long. I had some stuff that I had to take care of in town before I could leave, and here I am on my way. So even if I get 5-6 hours, it's 5 or 6 hours further south, and that's a good thing, right? Look at south of this weather, west of this weather. There was a big front that came through here this week, and for the most part it's gone. But we have the remnants of its cloudiness and the outer bands, I think, of the storm itself. Hasn't generated any rain today, but it's hidden the sun and made it cold. We'll deal with it. Here's the entrance ramp that I love. I love this. I don't know why. I've got my camel back today. I really should put that on my back every time I get on a bike because I know I get dehydrated. I'm prone to gout and I'm prone to kidney stones. Hydration is absolutely paramount for me. And I know when I ride, I just, unless I'm carrying this, I really don't get enough hydration. Now, when I was on my trip last year out in Arizona, Wyoming, well, wherever I went, the whole West, I always had the Camelback on my back. And what I do is, I know a lot of guys carry these things in a backpack. I really don't like a backpack, straps and all that stuff. So what I do is I put the water bladder in the pocket for my, in the same pocket as my back protector goes into my jacket. Fits right in there. I stake the hose out my collar, and I'm good to go. Plus, it gives me a little bit of a cushion, more of a cushion, as I empty water out of it. It's hard right now, but as the water goes out, it becomes cushiony, and it's also added protection. God forbid, in the case of a crash. In the summertime, I freeze that water halfway, so it doesn't damage the bladder. But over the course of the day, I have some coolness on my back, and the water remains cold. When you do that, you do not want to have water in your line. You want to drain your line out, because if you have water in the line, it can actually crack your hose that goes to your, that comes out of the bag. I have my heated gear with me because I have no idea what I'm going to run into. And typically, I always carry rain gear and heated gear with me, no matter the time of year. I know that sounds strange and unnecessary, but I have the room for it, number one. Number two, I have actually gotten caught in I won't call it a storm, but I was involved in a ride where we encountered 2 inches of snow in Franconia Notch, August 27th, I don't remember exactly which day. It was many years ago. But the weekend, I remember because I had T-shirts printed for it. It was August 27th, 28th, and 29th. Now, I think maybe there might be somebody who still has one of those T-shirts. I'm not sure. But having had that experience and having just had the experience out in Utah with snow, and it doesn't have to snow to be very cold weather. We all know that. You never know what you're going to run into. You want to be prepared. I have all my heated gear with me. I have heated socks, heated pants, or pant liners and a heated jacket liner, all by Warm and Safe. A dual zone controller, wireless, in my pocket of my liner, and I can be very toasty warm in no time at all. Although on this bike I have not connected the power cable yet. I have it with me. I don't think I'm going to need it, but if I do, it's fairly easy to put it in, and I can take care of that. Right now, at 57 degrees, I am wearing my Warm and Safe. I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my Warm and Safe. I'm wearing my Long Distance Comfort base layer. And right now, I'm fairly comfortable and hope to be getting warmer as I proceed south. We shall see. You know, I got to tell you, I don't know about this whole moto vlogging thing. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy just conversing with you guys as I ride. But the things that I talk about, sometimes I think, yeah, nobody's going to be interested in that. Although, when I was sitting on the other side of the camera, and I still do, I'll sit and watch somebody's video, seriously, for an hour. As a matter of fact, there is a video channel that I watch called My Self-Reliance. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a guy from Canada who's purchased some land and built his own really kind of little homestead there out of logs that he's dropped in the forest and debarked them himself, and he's done everything that I could see anyway without power tools. Really just an amazing guy. And I watched one of his videos the other night. My wife and I did, both of us. It was an hour, and I think an hour and a half long. And I don't think the guy said 3 words in the whole thing. And it was the most interesting thing to watch. So I guess, you know, you never know what people are going to like or dislike, what they'll watch or won't watch. And I know probably everybody that does videos struggles with that. Here's the thing. I just leave my recorder going. I leave my recorder going all the time that I'm on the bike. And if something comes to mind, I speak it out loud. You know, I know all the old guys, before there was Bluetooth, communications and radio and all the stuff that you could do on a bike. We used to have these conversations in our head. And now all those conversations that go on in my head, they just come out. And the only big difference is that instead of talking to, I was going to say, instead of talking to an imaginary friend or talking to myself, well, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm talking to an imaginary friend. You guys. Now, that brings up another subject. When I was on the other side of the camera, crippled, sitting in a chair, watching Memphis Mike, Chris Caliente, those guys were my friends, man. I'm telling you, those were the only riding friends I really had. Because the real riding friends that I had, I couldn't ride with them. I could follow them in a car. That's embarrassing. And I did that sometimes, and that was embarrassing. But I was able to ride along with Mike, Memphis Mike, and Chris Caliente, and Brian from Two Wheel Obsession, and Sean Smoke. Sean, big shout out from New Hampshire, man. I'm still watching your videos. I still watch all of those guys. Memphis Mike and Chris Caliente. I'm a fan of all of those guys. And now doing this myself, I have a much greater appreciation for the time and the effort that they've put in. I mean, you take a look at some of those channels. Well, Sean Smoke makes 1 or 2 videos a day. 1 or 2 videos a day, which is amazing. So, really makes you appreciate what they do. and I do appreciate what they do. We're going through Nashua, New Hampshire. I'm actually going too fast. This is a 55-mile-an-hour zone. Nobody does 55 miles an hour, but I've actually gotten pulled over a little further. Well, actually, I got pulled over back there, and I also got pulled over once further up. I don't believe I ended up with a ticket for either one of those. So I hope I make it as far down as Tennessee. I'm going to do a couple of days of hard riding here. Get down there as fast as I can, and then just kind of mosey around down there. I want to go back to a little town called Ocoee. I think it's it might be even a national park or state forest. I know there's a river and a lake, and very, very pretty. I want to get back down there and have a look at those roads again and the whole area. The other place is, there's a road down there. I want to say it's Route, oh, God, man. I want to say 16, but I might be wrong, called the Back of the Dragon in Virginia. It's quite, we drove it in the car. I'll tell you what, man, that's world class. If you guys haven't done it, I'm going to give you a look at it. You can decide for yourself. Motel 6. You know what? Everybody loves a luxurious hotel. I do, especially when I'm with my wife. I enjoy a sumptuous bedspread and sheets and a king-size bed with 12 pillows on it, man. It's nice. But we have a whole different deal here when I'm traveling alone. I look for a clean place to sleep. That's it. I don't care. The less money I have to spend, the happier I am. Why is that? Well, I figure the less money I spend, the more days I can stay out. And I'm going to try today, or this trip, and I'm going to chase the sun. I'm thinking about trying to do it on less than $100 a day. Now, the parameters are here that I have to be able to eat. I have to be able to buy gas for an average of 400 miles a day. The days that I don't do 400 miles or spend that money, the more I can spend on a room. And I have to be able to spend the night in a motel room that's clean, has a hot shower, and air conditioning if I need it. Can I do that on less than $100 a day for several days? We're going to see. I'm going to try it. Who knows? I'll keep track of it.